On 10 December 2025, a young boy from Manchester did something every young player can only dream of. Nico O'Reilly, the young left back playing for Manchester City, gave a man of the match performance at one of the most daunting places in the world, Santiago Bernabeu. The most surprising thing about his performance was no one was surprised. Such has been the rise of the 20-year-old Nico O'Reilly through the ranks of Manchester City, and this is his story. For regular Manchester City fans, Nico's rise shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, he's a City Academy product. But even then, it must have been surprising how quickly he has risen through the ranks in a position that is not his natural. For people who don't know, Nico O'Reilly came up through the ranks as a midfielder. So, him doing so well in the left back position is nothing short of astonishing. And to the City faithful, it is one of the most pleasant surprises ever because Nico is a sky blue through and through. Born and bred Mancunian, he inherited the Manchester City fandom from his mother. After taking his first steps as a player with local sides Moston Tigers and Failsworth Dynamos, he joined the Manchester City Academy at the age of 8 despite having offers from multiple clubs, especially Manchester United. He told the Mancity podcast, "I started when I was 3 or 4. I was at a few grassroots teams at the same time, so my mum would take me from one game to another, rushing around. The first team that scouted me was actually United, and then City came in for me, as well as Liverpool and Everton." He became an integral part of every youth team of Manchester City. By the 2021-22 season, Nico was already playing for the Mancity under-18 team. As the captain of under-18s, a couple of goals took the internet by storm. A scorpion kick goal against Middlesbrough in the dying embers of the game made headlines. Then a week later, he scored a 40-yard chip against Manchester United's under-18 team. He led the City's under-18 team to the under-18 Premier League title in 2023. He signed his first professional contract with Manchester City in 2022 and was part of the Manchester City first team on a warm weather training camp to Abu Dhabi in December 2022. He was also part of the matchday squad for their Premier League fixture away to Brighton and Hove Albion on 24th May 2023 but remained on the bench. Nico O'Reilly finally made his senior debut for Manchester City in the 2024-25 season against Manchester United in the 2024 FA Community Shield. While the season soon turned into a sour one for the Sky Blues, one silver lining was the emergence of Nico O'Reilly. He made his Champions League debut against Sparta Praha on 24th October 2024 at just the age of 19 when he came off the bench with 9 minutes remaining on the clock. He made his Premier League debut 2 months later on the 19th January 2025 when he came off the bench against Ipswich Town in a 6-0 drubbing. He scored his first goal for Manchester City against Salford City in the FA Cup in an 8-0 demolition job. Despite that, we can safely say that Nico wasn't probably going to be an integral part of City's first 11 at that time. In the first 29 Premier League games of the 2024-25 season, he played a grand total of 21 minutes. However, injuries to key Man City players forced Guardiola's hand, and pretty much out of nowhere, Nico O'Reilly, a midfielder by trade, started his first Premier League game against Leicester City at the left back position, and since then, he hasn't looked back. He was instrumental in City closing the season on a high and finishing third despite an abysmal middle of the season. O'Reilly's introduction to the team in April of last season coincided with a run of 5 wins from 6 Premier League games, which propelled Manchester City back into the Champions League spots. He even scored a couple of league goals to really drive home the point that he was ready to be part of the Manchester City starting 11. Yet, nobody saw how rapidly he would become an integral part of Manchester City's first team. The summer transfer window was a busy one for City. They had to plug a lot of gaps in a squad that was ravaged by injuries and some important players having left the club like De Bruyne and Gundogan. Amidst shopping for all those places in the team, City also decided to sign a player to finally plug the left back position, Ryan Ait-Nouri. It felt despite his fabulous performances the previous season, Nico would get limited game time, and even that would be mostly in his original position in the center of the park. However, as fate would have it, Is Nouri got injured and Nico O'Reilly became the go-to option for Guardiola at left back. And boy oh boy, how he has made the left back position his own since. Since Is Nouri's injury, Nico has started 12 of the 13 games in the league and has started 4 of the 6 Champions League games. He has become one of the most important parts of Guardiola's defensive setup, so much so that since returning from injury, Is Nouri hasn't started a game in either Premier League or the Champions League. His only start since returning coming against Swansea City in the Carabao Cup. Nico has been fabulous both in defense and attack. At the time of making of this video, Nico has already racked up a couple of goals and 4 assists across all competition this season, including the famous goal at the Bernabeu that eventually led to City beating Real Madrid at the Bernabeu only for the second time. In fact, the goal at the Bernabeu was his first goal in the Champions League. Nico also leads Manchester City squad in terms of the most number of tackles, second in terms of ground duels won, and third in terms of aerial duels won. Across the 2 campaigns, Manchester City have a remarkable win rate of 82% in the 17 Premier League games he has started. Without him, the number drops to 47%. The side score more goals and concede fewer when he plays. His performances for Manchester City even made Tuchel notice him as he made his England men's senior team debut versus Serbia in a World Cup qualifier on 13th November 2025. So what makes Nico O'Reilly so special? One of his biggest attributes is his pace. Nico O'Reilly clocked the highest speed for any Man City player this season, even ahead of the likes of Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland, and ranks among the 10 quickest players in the Premier League. His recovery pace helps him immensely defensively, while in attack, it allows him to make those quick overlapping or underlapping runs, helping out his side of wing play. O'Reilly is able to keep up with opposition runners in behind when Manchester City hold a high line, just how Kyle Walker used to do, while also accelerating away from markers in the final third, where he continues to make a significant contribution. His physical attributes like his height and build also helps immensely. At 193 centimeters, he is only behind Trafford, Donnarumma and Haaland in terms of height. His stature is invaluable in both the boxes. His physical attributes aside, he is also extremely intelligent on and off the ball. A natural midfielder, his technical abilities on the ball mixed with his physical attributes make him a very unique player and invaluable to this Guardiola side. Nico O'Reilly's performance at the Bernabeu was just a reminder of how important he is in the current Manchester City setup, all at just the age of 20. At the time of making of this video, he followed up that performance with another great performance at Selhurst Park, one of the more difficult places for City in recent years. However, the season is still young, and there's a lot of football still to be played, and there's no doubt Nico O'Reilly is going to be one of the most important players of the current Manchester City team. Manchester City themselves believe so, as they signed Nico O'Reilly to a contract which will keep him at the Etihad till at least 2030. Only sky is the limit to what Nico can achieve. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked it, share if you find it worthy, and subscribe for more content like this. This is Salty Football.